What's up, guys? This is the relaunch of the Mommy Mindset Mentor. So this episode is going to be about self-discovery, breakthroughs, and creating a morning routine. So a little bit about my story, because I know that I have a lot of new people who just started following me, or maybe you've been following me since I lived back in Miami in my luxury apartment, and now I'm currently living in New York, pregnant with my second child. And you see that I get to stay at home every single day. I get to create content. But who is Daisy? What has Daisy gone through before, like, all of these things that you see on social media? I was born in New York, which is crazy that I'm living here as an adult with my own family, because I was born here, but I was raised in Florida my whole life. And I grew up in a trailer park. I got expelled out of high school for smoking weed. I used to steal from stores. I used to even steal cough and cold pills from Walmart so that way I can get high. Like, I would take 10 to 15 cough and cold pills. I would run away from home and I would sneak out of my window, and I remember as a punishment, my mom was like, if you sneak out of the window again, I'm going to chop off your hair. And that's a different story, but she ended up chopping off my bun because she caught me sneaking out of the window. I was even in like this foster care halfway home at some point because I did not want to be living with my mom. So ever since I was young, I was always like, as soon as I turn 18, I'm moving out. I did not know how. I had no money. I was still in high school. But my dream and my goal was to move out at 18, and it happened. 2019, I got into a really bad car accident where I flipped my van upside down while pregnant, and so my van was totaled. That's when I stopped working because I needed my car in order to do the job that I was doing. And so I'm not someone who comes from money. I'm not someone who's had it easy. I'm someone who's always been very rebellious and always done what I wanted to do, which can be good, but it can also be bad. But I'm so grateful for my mindset and everything that I've gone through, because it's made me the person that I am today. Earlier this year, I started up the podcast, but I felt very unaligned with myself, with my brands. I felt lost, I felt confused, and I thought my brand was going to be about social media and entrepreneurship and just a little bit about motherhood. I really didn't even want to talk about motherhood that much. After doing a lot of personal development and doing a morning routine for 30 days straight, I have really dug into myself. I've learned a lot of things about myself, and I realized that my brand is motherhood, relationships, and self-improvement, because these are all of the things that I experience on a daily basis. I'm gonna share with you guys what it is that I do during my morning routine. I wake up at least an hour to 2 hours before my son wakes up. This is super important. Even if you don't have kids, wake up an hour to 2 hours before you need to get ready for school, before you need to go to your job, so that way you have time to pour into yourself, connect with yourself, and connect with God. And I have a specific place that I do my morning routine, which is right here. So you want to pick a specific place in your house where you can be doing it every single day, whether it's the table, whether it's, you know, a different room, whether it's on the couch. And then I sit in silence and I pray, and I just kind of like meditate, but mostly just like praying to God and thanking Him for another day. And then I practice affirmations, which is like, I'm so good at waking up early. I am so confident. I am so creative. And then I practice gratitude. And gratitude has really been the key factor in changing my life and my perspective and the way that I look at life. Because instead of always waking up and like thinking about all of the negative things or all of the things that I don't have, I wake up and I count my blessings. And I'm like, wow, I'm so abundant. I'm so blessed. I lack nothing. I have everything that it is that I need. And that makes me feel so good about myself and my life. And then I like to write down my goals, because it's so cool when I accomplish these goals and then I can look back and be like, man, I remember when I wrote this. Also, it keeps your goals in the forefront of your mind, so that way every single day you can be working towards them. And then I will stop writing and I will read a chapter of my book, or just read for 20 minutes, because you know sometimes some chapters be like really long. So after I read, then I'll go back to journaling, and this is when I will journal. So journaling for me is like writing down anything and everything, however it is that you're feeling, whether it's good or bad, whatever it is that you're going through. But then I also like to write down whatever it is that I learned from my book, from what I just read. Some other things that you can do during your morning routine is working out, taking a shower, practicing your self-care. I also created a free ultimate guide to creating a successful morning routine. So I'm going to leave the link in the description below if you're on my YouTube channel. It's also on my Instagram at Daisy Fuentes. And it's going to give you so many good tips on how to wake up early, what to do during your morning routine, and also some free templates to help you get started. By doing a morning routine, I have had multiple breakthroughs. And they are more personal, but I'm willing to share it with you guys because maybe it's something that you use as an example. So when I looked up the definition on Google, it said that a breakthrough is a sudden, dramatic, important discovery or development. My first breakthrough was I identified what my brand is, and I feel super good and at peace with the content that I'm creating. Number two, I realized that I am a selfish person. So for these last 2 years, being a mom has been really hard on me. Like, it has been really hard for me to even accept the fact that I'm a mom. And I also was unhappy in my relationship. Like, I resented being in a relationship. I was like, I would rather be a single mom. I just want to be single. Like, sometimes I would tell myself, like, I'm so stupid for becoming a mom. Like, I could be doing this and that with my life, but instead I have to stay at home raising a kid. And this is me being like honest with you guys. Even when I started my network marketing business, I realized that my goal was always like, I want to make more money because I want to make more money. I want to recruit people because I want to make more money. Like, obviously, like, I'm still helping them and I'm helping them make money, but like, it wasn't with like the right intention. Now that I've realized that, that's why I've been unhappy being a mom. That's why I'm unhappy being in a relationship, because when you love, you have to give, right? John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, right? So in a relationship, you have to be selfless. And then that's when it hit me. I was like, if I want to be happy, I need to stop being so selfish. But then I also realized that, like, wow, God is using my relationship and God is using my child to teach me to be selfless. Because when you're a mom, you can't be selfish, right? Like, no one else is gonna raise my kid for me. No one else is gonna change his diaper. In this life, we have freedom of choice. We have freedom of will to choose. So like, God didn't make me be a mom. God didn't make me choose this person to be in a relationship with. But God can use whatever choices you made to teach you a lesson. He can still make a lesson out of it. I also learned that all of the people that we have in our lives are here to teach us something. So even the people that you don't like, even whether it's your parents, whether it's your coworkers, whether it's your kids, whether it's your fiance, like, all of these people are here to teach you a lesson. I feel like spiritually, right? Whether it's patience, whether it's kindness, whether it's selflessness, whether it's forgiveness. So to end this podcast, I want you to think about all of the people that are in your life. I want you to think about your relationships and what lessons can you learn from those relationships. What do you think that God is trying to teach you, and what kind of bad habits is he trying to break out of you? I also want you to create a morning routine plan for yourself. What time are you going to go to sleep the night before? What time are you going to wake up the morning of? You know, what book are you going to start reading this month? Where are you going to do your morning routine at? What is your goal and intention for doing the morning routine? For example, mine was, I just want to practice being consistent every single day. And by doing that, I've had multiple breakthroughs that have really changed my perspective and my life and the way that I feel. Thank you so much for listening in today, and I hope that you got some value out of it. And if you did, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my podcast, follow me on Instagram at Daisy Fuentes, and feel free to screenshot this podcast, share it on your stories, so that way other people can find the podcast. I will be posting a new episode every single Friday on motherhood, self-improvement, and relationships. So you don't want to miss it. Tune in, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.